And good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day on the outside, and you know what? It's more beautiful on the inside because you stepped into the right place on this Friday morning. You stepped into Sunshine's Corner, and as always, you know without a doubt, we are here to keep you entertained and informed on everything that's beneficial for our community. And today is not going to be any different. As always, I invite you to be a part of the conversation by calling us at 850-432-7768. You can text as well. And today, we've got two persons that are here with me today that's going to talk about an event that's coming up. It just brings joy to my heart. Juneteenth is the celebration that's going to be kicking off next week because there's so many people starting off on the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. But we're going to be talking today, well, as you can see on the screen, we've got Pastor Marcel Davis. He's in with us, and as well as Mr. Troy Rafferty with Levin Papantonio. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine.
And thank you guys for getting up so early because I know how it is, but you know, my mother always told me the early bird gets the worm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean?
My day's half over, Sonshine. I've been up since 4.
Oh my God, well, he's got me beat there. I mean, but it is great because I think this is your third year partnering, second year of partnering on doing this.
Yes.
And with your church Adoration.
Right.
So tell me more about that, Marcel, and we're going to come on around and talk about
Well,
it.
you know, one day Troy and I was talking, and he was saying to me, he said, I was talking about what the church used to do.
Right.
How we used to have picnics and get together because that's what, you know, would bring the community together. That's how we learned who lived on the west side, the east side, north side. So Troy said, you know what, let's have a pig roast for Juneteenth. And that's how it started. We just was gonna have a pig roast.
Really?
And so don't ever give me an idea. So I said, well, Troy, the pig roast has turned into a community event, to a block party, to that. So that's what we did. So we wanted to make a block party because the church has always been the place where we mourn,
Always.
we pray, and we celebrate.
Always.
And so we didn't have parks to go to. So I said, let's bring it back to the church. Let's make it a street party and have a great time. So he and I, we coordinated things, and it took off to the Unityfest. And so that's how we got the Unityfest, because we thought it would be important to bring communities together of all races, all color, all religion, so that we can understand each other better and find out there's more that unites us than divides us.
I agree. And I want to give you your props, Troy. I see a lot of stuff that you do in the community. I commend you on that, and I thank you for that. So I believe, just like Marcel said that, I believe that we collectively pull all of our resources together. What a unity force that could be with all of us.
It's important.
Very important.
It's important.
I mean,
and a lot of people don't really realize what Juneteenth is.
that's not you taking me down the right road,
Oh,
Troy.
I'm sorry. Okay. But,
No, go right ahead.
A lot of people don't realize what Juneteenth is, and it's a celebration of freedom. It's a celebration of unity. It's a celebration of community.
Yes.
And coming together and remembering.
That's right.
Because remembering is important.
Most certainly.
I had this conversation with someone just the other day, and I said, if we stop talking about it, you forget about it, and
That's
it
right.
no longer exists.
Exactly.
And you can't have that.
Most certainly.
So we need to keep the conversation open. Marcel has done, Pastor Davis, I should say.
You know, I thought about it too. I said, oh my God, I didn't say pastor. I said Marcel.
Pastor Davis has done an excellent job putting all of this, you know, working very hard with his committee to make sure that it is a great community event. But it's not just, you know, I want to emphasize to everybody, it is a party.
Right.
It's a block party.
Of course.
But it's also very educational.
Yes, it is.
It is teaching everybody about the struggles and about overcoming those. Because you can't, if you're not talking about the struggles, you can't overcome them.
I agree.
And so I think he's done a great job. We've got great speakers, me included.
Right? Yeah.
You are something else. That's love it so.
So, and that's what it's about. We want the day to be, there's three things we have: to rejoice, reflect, and to remember. And just have a great time.
Absolutely.
And so in doing that and bringing about the knowledge about Juneteenth, also taking care of some stereotypes that's just been in the community for a minute, that we're going to change the paradigm. And you know, Mamie Hickson has done a great job putting the program together. And then, like Dr. Roberts said, that our forefathers, what the struggles they went through, but in the struggles that they went through, how we achieve more, how most uneducated people got their children educated. Okay,
Always,
and sent
didn't
them
they?
to college. And so, so this is a day we're going to have something new called the Gyros, which is an African American. It's an African proverb about learning about your community, learning about your sense of pride. So we'll have those booths where instead of if you don't get it on the stage, you can go there and you can have a one-on-one conversation of why things were certain ways and what really happened and how the emancipation came about. So you'll be able to go there and you'll be able to learn about some history in Pensacola.
Absolutely.
That a lot of people didn't realize that my family actually used to own the Naval Air Station.
Come on now.
And the government brought it from them. It wasn't taken from them like some people say. And so how I didn't learn until this year, because the history's been passed down, but I didn't realize that my family helped build the lighthouse and were lighthouse keepers, and that Joe Mars, from Mr. Prince Mars that owned Joe Mars Funeral Home, he started off as a lighthouse keeper, and he made his money working for the government to open businesses and started Belmont and Villa Street.
Get out of here.
So,
Look at the history already.
Yeah, so all that information will come out at this Juneteenth event. And just to say, like when Troy and I conversations, so Troy talked about some of his successes on winning cases, but what kind of causes.
Exactly.
And so I want to applaud Troy for the cause that he took up with the Dozier Boys out of Mariana. So, we'll honor some of that on this Juneteenth event, because see, even though Juneteenth took place, we still have to remember that some things just happened yesterday.
Come on now.
So Troy worked real hard. So this year, I applaud him that he got it where they're going to get compensated, $20 million compensation to all the kids who suffered there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so there's some other things that has affected the African American community that Troy is working on, like being overcharged for insulin for diabetes. So that case is in the works. So that's a case with a good cause for, and it has affected a lot of African American communities because of the high cost of insulin, when insulin was really invented to be very low cost and to help
Look at me, I'm just getting educated today.
Yeah, and so then, some of the other things that we'll talk about is we'll talk about some of the pollution problems that Troy has worked on and the law firm has worked on. So to get our kids and our community educated on those things, that it's not just about cases, it's about causes, and hopefully that they'll be stimulated to take up more causes in whatever profession.
No doubt. And I want to say this to you, Troy, and I'm going to do this, and I want you to hear where I'm going with you being Caucasian.
Okay.
And the fact that you have.
I am?
No, I know. Woo, I didn't know that. But no, I want to say that because of the education, how you are going out to get this, to learn, to share, to do, and that's about making a difference with you and the firm. And I can say that I applaud that, and how I hear the things when Pastor is talking. I'm sorry. But no, I applaud you for that, because sometimes you get people who say things but don't really mean it, because I believe action speaks louder than words. And I want to applaud you for taking this step, even with the cases I hear him talking about that you are working on, that's going to be a betterment for the community. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Just keep it up, because I
think, it's important for us all to remember that we all belong to the same community.
Will you say that again?
It's important for us to remember we all belong to the same community. This is our community.
Yes.
And, I talking about the Dozier School, which Marcel has been by my side as we've tried to get some legislation passed. And I do want everybody to know out there, there's no money involved in this for lawyers.
Right.
No.
Oh, the Juneteenth event.
No. Well, for
Dozier Boys.
The Dozier Boys. Okay, thank you. Okay,
I'm sorry. I skipped ahead in my mind.
But go ahead.
But anyway, this is all about. But it wasn't that long ago. The Dozier School was open for 100 years. It just closed in 2011.
Oh, wow.
And it was segregated.
Right.
There was the black campus and the white campus.
Right.
And I have been there, I have met with several of the survivors.
I understand.
I'm not going to say victims.
Right.
Several of the survivors who were beaten and raped. We found 55 bodies so far of children.
Oh, my God.
In unmarked graves.
How many? 55?
55 so far. There's still 183. There's still 183 souls missing.
Oh my God.
That checked in and never checked out. And
oh my God.
and so, but my point being, in relation to Juneteenth, is when I met with a lot of these survivors.
Right.
Marcel knows this, but when I met with a lot of these survivors, one of them, several of them actually, told me what would happen is if a black kid got caught talking to a white kid, they would be taken out of their bed in the middle of the night and beaten and raped. And there were 2 beating rooms and 2 rape rooms. And because they wouldn't rape the black kids in the same room as the white kids.
Get out of here.
Now this is not that long ago, and that's one of the things. It's like we have to keep talking about this because this was not that long ago.
Absolutely.
You're talking the school just closed in 2011.
Exactly.
And it's still the racism, and
it's real.
It's real, and it's still happening.
Here. It's still here.
And it's still happening.
Yes, it is.
And you know, one of the legislators, who is a dear friend and was a great advocate, said to me when I testified in front of one of the Senate committees, said, we should just tear down that whole school. In the White House, there's a place called the White House, and it was a white cinder block building. It had a loud exhaust system, so it would quiet the children's screams.
Oh my God.
And so when you look back and you think about the racism that still exists,
it's here.
and if you don't keep talking about it, which Pastor Davis does every Sunday, we talk about it. We try to keep it out in the community. But when you do that, it brings awareness to people that don't know.
Absolutely.
They don't know.
Absolutely.
And that's important.
Absolutely. And I applaud that what you're doing, because when you say that racism, yes, it's alive. And it's alive and well. You go through a lot of things. I've experienced some things myself. And it's I would say, as I've had conversation with acquaintances I have, I'm thinking that it's 2024. I'm seeing things now that my parents told me about that they're trying to resurface.
Right.
And,
Well, I think the point that I don't think I actually closed the loop on was the senator was very, empathetic and caring and a good advocate for these, what we call the White House boys.
Right.
And but she said we should just clear the whole thing, tear it all down. And she was surprised because I said, I don't know. You shouldn't do that.
Right.
Because if you tear it all down and it just becomes a piece of property, everybody forgets the horrors and the discrimination and the hatred and the evil that was there. And you can feel it. You can walk in that room. There was one gentleman, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off on a tangent.
No. To go right ahead. You see, all this is boiling down to Juneteenth and the celebration. Why we got to keep this celebration going.
But this black gentleman who served 3 terms in Vietnam, got shot, crawled through the muck and the blood. I said, you got to come out and tell your story so I can help you in the legislature.
Right.
I said, come out. And he said, Troy, I would rather be back in Vietnam being shot at than stand in front of that building. That's how bad it was.
Absolutely.
And this is all, at the hands of the state. And I do want to say a special thank you to my friends, Representative Michelle Salzman.
I know her.
She is a fierce force.
Right. Thank you, Michelle.
She carried the bill in the House of Representatives, and then Senator Roussan carried it in the Senate.
Okay.
And they both were fantastic. All the legislators actually were. Now, they tried to pass this bill. I'm getting off on it a little bit.
Come on.
They tried to pass this bill.
We've been educated, but we're all talking about the same thing.
They tried to pass this bill for 15 years before they called me. 15 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time for them. And all of those survivors came up every year and testified. And they couldn't get any momentum. And so I commend Representative Salzman and Senator Roussan for what they did. It was important work, and all of the legislators. And I think we had 12, maybe 15 subcommittees that I testified in front of, and that the survivors came and testified in front of, and talked about, really for the Juneteenth portion, talked about the segregation. They were not allowed. I mean, the black school, the black campus, everybody had to work in the fields.
Of course.
That's what it was. It was forced labor camp.
Exactly.
They called it a school. It wasn't a school.
No, of course not.
And but they had to stay segregated, and they literally had to eat at different times. They had to. They couldn't interact one bit with a white kid, and people just don't realize that this still goes on today.
It does. It sure does.
So anyway, I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, but that's okay. But you're talking about it because of the fact that this is why this celebration is so important, because of the fact bringing it to the forefront. This is why I call this a safe place to talk about those difficult conversations that nobody wants to talk about. And so what I want you to do is be incorporated in this conversation. If you've got questions, you want to be into it with us, 850-432-7768. You can call or text. We'll be back with more of Pastor Marcel and Troy Rafferty right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
There are many reasons someone may need in-home care, whether it may be respite care, them recovering from surgery, or having a chronic condition. Having someone dedicated and reliable is imperative. Supplemental Support Care Services was created to provide to those who are in need with quality care that they deserve in the home. Taking it a step further, our main goal is to ensure that Supplemental Support Care Services is where the love and care is top priority.
And welcome back to the hottest spot there is in Pensacola. That is Sunshine's Corner, keeping you entertained and informed. Now, I got a chuckle out of Troy on that one. It is the hot spot. This is when you want to talk about it.
I love it. I love it.
And you know, let me reiterate the fact now, if you would like to be a part of this conversation, I encourage you to do so. 850-432-7768. You'll see the number on the screen. You can call or text and be a part of this conversation today in regards to Juneteenth. That's coming up on June 19th. Right there with Adoration Church, right? Now, we were talking about something off camera. I want you to go back and tell everybody what we was talking about so they can get into that conversation as well.
So let's talk about, so with our Unityfest is to build relationships in communities.
Right.
And to come together and to learn, and it helps out. So let's just take the menu, for example. So the menu that we have this year, we have fried chicken and watermelon. We have pulled pork and fries. We have fish and shrimp. We have red drinks.
Haven't eaten yet, man.
So let's talk about this. So fried chicken and watermelon, which has been used to demise the black community.
Always.
But when the trains would pull into a station, the blacks would sell fried chicken and watermelon, and they made a lot of profit off of it. So in making a lot of profit off of it, then the whites started to degrade it like it's something bad. And so for years we've been looking at it. But Juneteenth, we bring out that fried chicken and watermelon was a staple. Now, if you ask anybody in this town, we didn't have churches that was in debt. They sold chicken dinners.
Hello, and they got it. I'm telling you.
Okay, so the dinners.
We got a call. Somebody want to ask somebody something.
Okay.
Well, they tell me something. No way, Sonshine. Somebody want to ask a question about that chicken and that watermelon.
All right.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Sonshine?
Yes, it is.
Sonshine, this is Dr. Eric Martin calling this morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Dr. Martin.
Yes, I am watching you all this morning, and I just want to commemorate your effort in educating the community on just all the things that that's happening around this area, this community. And I just want to uplift you on your efforts and your endeavors in, providing a safe place for people to come to and talk about just the things that have happened, things that is going on, and upcoming things. And I just wanted to reach out to you and just say that I truly, truly appreciate everything you're doing. And just listen to that story. As a social worker, I've been a social worker for 20 years in Florida.
Wow.
And I have heard many stories about the history of the White House boys and how detriment that those kids had suffered when they was in there. And I thank you so much for y'all having this taken today to talk about that during this Juneteenth History Month for everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Martin. I appreciate that from the heart. I'm sure I can see Troy smiling. I see Pastor smiling too. But thank you so very much.
Thank you, and keep it up.
All righty, bye-bye. Have a great day.
Absolutely. So
you too. Bye-bye.
So going back to the menu, so during the time of celebration, red drink was popular because hibiscus,
what kind?
Red drinks.
Okay.
So hibiscus drinks was good for blood sugar and stuff.
Okay.
So in the celebration they had red drinks with hibiscus. So we'll have plenty of red drinks, but we also gonna have some bad drink called red Kool-Aid that Reverend Powell's gonna make. Okay? Reverend John Powell's gonna make that Kool-Aid.
He gonna have the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, he gonna have the Kool-Aid. So then like just things in the menus that we show, like this year we're gonna add something new. We're gonna add vanilla ice cream because at one time in Texas blacks couldn't eat vanilla ice cream. So that was the invention of butter pecan. Okay, now butter pecan is one of the most popular ice cream is. So they did not want blacks to have vanilla ice cream. So we're gonna eat a lot of vanilla ice cream, okay? And so
it's gonna be homemade vanilla.
Hey, Bluebell's gonna make it homemade.
It's Bluebell?
Yes,
oh
Bluebell.
Man, that's the best ice cream on the planet.
So
I got an ice cream maker that I never use.
So we're gonna be
Don't
turning
look at
all
me.
night long. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Troy.
So the menu is there. So something that some people said to me last year was, I came to the celebration, I was reluctant because I didn't think I was gonna have enough money to bring my children. So all the food is free.
Everything is, the food is free.
Everything is free.
The food trucks are free that you'll see there. You just get a ticket from the check-in, go to the food truck and get your meal because we want, if it's gonna be Unityfest, then we want people to feel good about coming. Bring your children. Bring your family, come, and the food will be free. And so then you'll get an education on why you're eating the food. We're going to take away some of the stigmas of why we're eating pulled pork, why the sauces are that we have. And so Nisi's going to be there. Nisi from the Drove drive-thru, she's going to have fried chicken. She's going to talk about how not just the collard greens was
good chicken.
Was the reason the meat in the collard greens wasn't just for flavoring.
Right.
Because that was a meal. Because you had a ham
Somebody
that was left over.
Too?
We're going to have collard greens.
Oh,
yes,
suki.
And Juanita Lindsay, which is the lamb chop queen, she's going to have her macaroni and cheese and red beans and rice there, and the significance of the red beans and rice. So everything that day will have.
Is there going to be a corner where I can lay down and take a nap?
Yes. Take a nap.
Go right into the church.
Yeah. And we were talking about how the Italians and the African Americans came together to make macaroni and cheese.
Right.
Okay, they had the pasta, and guess what? Willie Jr. had gave the black
Come on now.
So there's just the whole menus for that day. Then from that, the entertainment. Chris Snowden, which is a very good bass player, his band will be there, play a whole variety of music. And then we'll have dancing from different youth dance groups will be there, and then we'll have the line dancing as well.
Of course.
Those groups will be there. And then, Mamie has put together some
my Mamie got it.
great fun things, entertainments that we have. So the whole day will have a significance. Cone ice will be there. So, unlimited snow cones for everybody.
Free.
Free. F-R-E-E. Free.
Those kids, oh, Lord.
Everything.
Yeah, and so what we're doing is Juneteenth is too important for it to become a fundraiser.
Okay.
Okay, it's too important.
I understand.
And the deal is, we want to, Sonshine, you know this, because I don't know how Troy might not know this or understand this, but
there's very few things
there
I
was
don't know.
something that those black women could do with some aluminum foil.
Don't you know it?
So we could drive all the way to Alabama and clean the cemetery, and the chicken would still be hot.
Hot, baby.
Okay.
And when you open it up, it's just as good as when you left Florida.
Okay,
I'm telling you, you got to say nothing else.
So when I would ride the bus to Birmingham, by the time I got to Montgomery, I'd be hungry again. I don't know how the pound cake stayed fresh, but my chicken would still be hot. So the deal is, we've got to come back together and stop worrying about the money for everything, but unity. And then kids come back and sow into what they see, they feel good. I can remember Sunday school picnics that we would have. We would borrow Mount Canaan Baptist Church bus to go around and pick up kids to take to Johnson Beach to have these parties, and you didn't have to worry about your kids. People help you with your kids. You didn't have to, if you had no money, if you lived in the projects, everybody felt great. And so that's what Unityfest is about.
And you know what I'm glad that you're doing as well? It really pleases my heart, because when you say the young people, a lot of young people don't know the history.
Right.
And now that they want to take history out of schools, okay, come on now, there's something being real. But I think with the young kids, even right there where you're having it in the community, how you're having it, this is also going to educate them, because this is a part of their history. And if you know anything about your history, your foundation, you know where you're going.
Right.
And the fight that's still there, because we got to be real about it. They are our future. They are our tomorrow. So we got to educate them, because there's so many kids, not just the kids, adults don't know what Juneteenth is.
So when you get on the game truck, there'll be a game truck, which kids love to play video games on, you will know about the black engineers who help with gaming.
Come on.
You'll know on the slide
You got
about,
the game truck?
Yeah, we have a game truck. Yeah.
I've been in one of those.
Yeah, they're fun.
So you'll know about the Super Soaker.
I'm still a kid.
You know what I'm saying?
But kids are hurt.
So you'll know about the black guy who did the Super Soaker. So the deal is, because you could have an idea that you can put together and make. So many times in our community, we'll allow things and ideas that people have to be dumbed down. So we're hoping that through this whole event, you're going to meet a lawyer, not just Troy Rafferty. You're going to meet other lawyers.
That's right.
You're going to meet doctors there. You're going to meet teachers there, which we need enough more teachers of.
Don't we?
You're going to meet religious people there. You're going to meet all kinds of stuff. So don't just stand around. Make a new friend.
Come on.
Because my daughter, I always tell her, from a song for TLC, don't go chasing waterfalls, stick to the rivers like Unityfest. But this is how you stick there. You make a new friend.
There you go.
That's your new river.
Exactly.
And you stick with that. But the deal is, you cannot become a rounded person if you just say, every day I'm just going to spend time being by myself or with my
or being with people you already know.
Exactly. Step out their comfort zone.
You got to step out of the comfort zone. You got to go talk to people.
Exactly.
And just introduce yourself.
Exactly.
And say hello. And that's what Unityfest does.
That's what
it brings people together, and you go, oh, hey, my name's Troy.
I'm pretty sure they probably know your name. Because you're out there, you do a lot. I know you work a lot over there with Lumen. I've seen you with the things that you've done with the park and working with the kids, and I commend that.
Thank you.
And that's going to make the kids feel comfortable being around you anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's, I know him. I can talk to him.
Right.
And that's a good thing. And I think with all this good stuff, what did you say about the watermelon?
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the watermelon. Right. So we'll have a watermelon section there.
I love watermelon.
Exactly.
Who doesn't love watermelon?
So to tell you that, so I told Troy, this was last year, I said, we'll have fried chicken water. He said, oh no. No, we can't do that.
So, this is a true story. I was like, are you kidding
me? You're not serious? I was like, yeah, I'm serious. So the people on the staff just like, Troy, I don't think we should do that. I was like, no, so let me educate you. So we have watermelon. So my brother, he said, oh, we're going to have fried chicken water. So I'm putting on my straw hat, put some stuff in my mouth like that. So then once he didn't know, but he was so excited. Once he found out the significance of the fried chicken and watermelon.
Right.
How it made profit in the black community. And so it was funny, but Troy was like, we're not going to do this.
Watermelon.
That's true. It's true. I said it.
But here's the deal. It was more white people than watermelon.
Come on now.
And I think your brother
probably
cut up like a truckload of watermelon.
Yeah, so that truckload of watermelon.
He sat there the whole day, his brother, cutting up watermelon.
Right.
Did they have a little salt to put on?
Yeah, salt.
Got to have a little salt on that watermelon.
Yeah. So it's just that those things, and it's been fun. It's just Unity Day is a fun day. You
Exactly.
know? And so relax for a minute and just so like say for instance like he was looking forward to it. He said, I'm gonna be the only volunteer to volunteer a year in advance to cut watermelon. So this other guy at church, he said, hey, I want to be on the committee. I want to cut watermelon. So it's just important that we'll learn from that.
Exactly.
And we'll have fun learning for it. And I think that it opens up people's heart to have more of a say in it. Nobody wants to feel like they're a victim.
No, they don't.
But as Shirley Chisholm said so well, conflict is a catalyst that stimulates change.
You got it.
So there are some conflicts, but they're the change that make us better people.
Exactly.
And so when we look at things that will take place at Unityfest and you remember, so like Stephen, my wife and daughter said, you just reflect on all this old stuff. Kids at college would be so happy that somebody sent them a pack of cookies.
Don't you know it? I remember those days.
You remember those days?
I remember those days.
So we're going to have cookies at this event.
Come on now.
To remind them that you were in college, but you didn't have money to buy a pack of cookies.
That's right.
So your auntie, your godmother,
always
sent you some cookies.
That's
okay?
Right.
So those significance, you'll understand that.
Bread.
So now kids just go out and buy everything they want.
That's right.
So now we want them to know it's good to have a good life, but don't forget the foundation.
Exactly.
From where you
That's
come
what I'm
from.
talking about.
And don't forget when you're learning this stuff to give back. So when you come to Unityfest and you see where Troy with the People's Voice have done a great job of sponsoring it, just like he gave back in your community, give back. Okay?
Exactly.
So, Mom, if you're watching, I didn't make BET, but I make BLAB. So with that, you never know.
This is fun.
You never know.
But you said some things that I've heard, I've talked about, but it's taking me back to a time, and these thoughts that go back that process. That's what we mean by not forgetting where you come from. We're going to go to break, but we got so much more to talk about. So stay close now. If you would like to be a part of this conversation, I urge you to call 850-432-7768. You can call or text right here on Sunshine's Corner. Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with a powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Hi, my name is Brett McCabe. This is my wife Tanya, and we're the owners of Pensacola AC and Auto Service Center.
From the moment you walk in the door, we are here to take care of you. Honesty and excellence are the standard of our team. Our goal is to give you peace of mind from oil changes to AC repair. All of our repairs come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. We have a clean, welcoming waiting room with free Wi-Fi. When you leave here, you will have peace of mind. Come visit us and experience auto repair from people who care.
And welcome back, yes, Troy, to the hottest spot there is in Pensacola, right here at Sunshine's Corner. Glad to have in the studio with me today as we talk about and educate the audience on Juneteenth. Thank you, Pastor Marcel. I'm going to get that in front of it. I'm going to stop just saying Marcel. And of course, Troy, you said there's something that you wanted to expound on.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm not from Pensacola.
Okay.
I moved down here from Michigan 30 years ago.
Really?
30 years ago, I came down here to practice law, and so in my little hometown, I didn't see racism in Michigan. Kalamazoo.
Come on now.
Yes, there is a Kalamazoo. But you know, coming down here, it was just eye-opening. To see, because we're in the South.
Exactly.
We're in the South, and it's different. And I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist everywhere, but I just didn't see it
as often as you do now.
As often as I do now. And in fact, I was trying a case in Georgia, and it was this young black man who was a college student. He was bipolar. And he stopped taking his meds, and he had a little episode. And instead of them taking these white officers, taking him to the hospital, they took him to county jail.
Oh my!
And then, boil it down. I won't belabor the point, but when they finally booked him, they wanted him to sit in this blue chair. He wanted to sit in the red chair. They were right next to each other because he was.
I understand.
He was off his meds.
Medication.
And they started an altercation with him.
Because of that?
Because of that. 13 officers descended on him, beat him, took him, strapped him to a chair. This young black man, college. He had his own clothing line.
What?
He was a good kid. And they strap him to a chair. They put a hood over his head. They take him into a back part of the jail where there's no cameras. They all go in there, and they all tase him in his privates.
Get out of here.
And then they leave him there for hours as you can hear the screams on the camera.
My God.
Sonshine. This is why what you do and your platform that you provide is so important, because this wasn't but a few years ago.
Absolutely.
And they all went in there. All these officers went in there. And then they left him in there, and you can hear his scream saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
My God.
And then they finally go check on him, and he's dead. He's dead.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. And so, you know, and when I was trying the case, the defense lawyer, this old country defense lawyer. This old country. Oh, this old country.
He made me laugh. I didn't even laugh. He's old country defense lawyer.
Old country
I got you.
defense
I got
lawyer.
you. I got you, Troy.
He said, with that daggum southern accent, he said, what do you want out of this? I said, I want justice. And he said, well, I just want to remind you of something. Geography matters. And
Really?
You need to realize where you are.
Unbelievable.
And this was just a few years ago, Sonshine.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. And if we don't, I mean, how can we, Pastor Marcel, Troy, what are we going to do? How are we going to get from this horrific times that we are experiencing that's becoming so today?
Right.
Education.
Knowledge is power. But if sometimes some people don't want to even, why do you take me and you look at me because of this beautiful tan that I have, but you're going to put me in a different category because of my pigmentation?
Right. And so we have to go back to a lot of things to talk about today. Is like, I went to pre-K, elementary, middle, high with the same group of kids.
Okay.
Now with school choice, you go different places. You really don't make those lifelong friends. Okay, so growing up in Warrenton, we were integrated in there. So I still have 40 years. I was out of high school 40 years on June the 4th. All right, so we still have friendships 40 years from high school, but we went to. So what we use at Unityfest, Juneteenth, is get to know someone.
Exactly.
And a lot of times it's happening, Sonshine, because we don't know.
Absolutely true.
And we're closed off.
But that works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways. You know, we got to learn about each other. And so when you ask the question that I don't think is difficult, I think that when I worked on Naval Air Station Base, I worked with a guy who was a stone cold blood redneck. Okay, and he became like a pop to me.
Get out of here. You taught him something.
We built a relationship.
You taught him something. We got a call. A message for you, and I want you to answer this. Read that question to me again, Jen. How is Juneteenth going to help with healing and inclusion?
With healing and inclusion? That's a very good question, and it's a very simple answer. Because we're going to come together with some understanding. If you, let's say for instance, you come to Juneteenth, you're going to see people celebrating and getting along, and you're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to see educational booths that's going to help you to move along and the progress, and not only just the progress, but how we regress in some areas. Because regression, we have to look at to see how we can like propel ourselves back. So coming to Unityfest is just come out and have a great time, not necessarily to come out to be like a stickler to what's going to happen. The three words that we use: to rejoice, to reflect, and to remember.
Okay.
To rejoice, a little change is worth rejoicing over.
Okay.
Even if we go to the Bible, it says that heaven rejoices over one.
Exactly.
Okay. To reflect, okay, where all reflections aren't bad reflections. Some reflections are the strives and the things that we made and the people who sacrificed. And then to just remember. Okay. And if we stop remembering, as Troy said, if we stop remembering, then we allow it to be repeated. And so Juneteenth celebration, when you look at it, the emancipation had happened almost 2.5 years before the people in Texas knew that they were free.
Sure did.
So with that, so coming there to find out, and the reason why what's happening. So like I heard a thing on the food, on this food thing that comes on Netflix. He said, don't run from the word plantation. It built America.
Come on.
Made America what it is today.
Right.
So you're a part of that. Don't run from that. So the cotton harvest and the corn harvest was going so well for those 2 years that they say we can't let them free because there's no way we'll pick it. There's no way we'll make it happen. So you have to look at the fact that you were so important.
Yeah.
You were so important to the economic development of a country that they said we can't let them know that they're free. But now what are we doing now with the importance that we have on the inside of us to do something different? So hopefully something will be stimulated in someone. It doesn't matter what age you are, to be stimulated. You know, Madam C.J. Walker wasn't a young kid when she came up with the curling iron, when she came with the straightening comb. I'm named after wax. Marcel is a curling wax, if you know anything about getting your hair done on Saturdays before Sundays, okay?
There you go.
So you have to understand that. And so like when I say Marcel is a curling wax, that's how my mom, who was a teacher, that's how we had our Saturdays, because she pressed hair.
I tell you,
we had money.
Lord, that grease Jesus floor, boy.
We had money to go to Orange Julius, okay? Because I knew I was going. But so that's about Juneteenth, to see what a culture's about and see how American culture was really working together, and it worked together so well till people set out to despise it.
Absolutely. And you know something, I can say this too. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at us, okay? Change is necessary. It may not feel good, but it's necessary. And I can say this too, there has to be some point of change, because look at this panel right here now, okay? Look at the face right here that's talking and speaking on bringing us together.
Right.
And of course, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't look at Troy just as, hey, Troy, he's a white guy. No, I don't look at you and just say you're a black man. But what I'm saying is that unity, that we're working together to make this place, Pensacola, a better place. But it's going to take more than just Troy and Marcel and Sonshine. It's going to take a whole lot of us. so that we can get over that stigma
right.
that we run into so often.
So,
you know?
It takes the whole community.
Exactly.
So let's say, for instance, like another case that Troy worked hard on and labored hard on was the opioid. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So County, Florida's getting ready to benefit off $20 million off that case. Okay. So when we look at that, but this was these were communities that were suffering because of greed, because the pharmaceutical company came in there and just sowed into these communities such greed and suffering. Those are our brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
No matter what hue of their skin is, those are our brothers and sisters, which we know it hit the white community very hard, but those are still our brothers and sisters. So I applaud Troy them for going after these pharmaceuticals and winning. And so I don't know if it's all states, but most states are going to benefit from the people's voice, from a voice that the people did not have to go after the pharmaceutical companies, and they did such a good job. So in that, we're still celebrating victories like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
We got another text.
Okay.
The text message asks, is Juneteenth for white people?
Juneteenth is for everybody. Juneteenth, we're not, what is our
We
pledge?
want the white people to come out so we can use what we're trying to be.
That's why it's Unityfest.
Unityfest.
Think about it, with liberty and justice for all, okay? And we can sit here and say, well, doesn't matter, you know, it's unity and justice for all, so Juneteenth is for everyone. And it's just a day to just commemorate a fact that this is something that's new that I never said before. It's a day to remember the day that America changed.
Come on. Good.
That's right.
That's
and so I think in answer to the question in the text, it is not for white people. It is not for black people.
Right.
It is for everybody.
It's for all of us.
And to be able to look back and say there was a bad. I mean, everybody has suffered. Okay. And it's an opportunity for us all to come together. So it's not just for white people. It's not just for black people. It's not just for Hispanic people. It's for everybody to come together.
Unity.
Unity. That's why we call it Unityfest.
Absolutely. So everybody, come on now. If you want to be a part of this conversation, you want to ask again, do so. You can text us at 850-432-7768, or you can call as well. But this has been an educational hour for myself, and I love the fact I'm looking over this card here, right? Okay. Now who came up with this? Are you?
The committee.
The committee did.
Yeah, I take no credit for it.
Okay.
Dr. Roberts, who is the head of the committee, former principal of Washington High School, middle school director, he put together a collaboration of people, and we put together.
Who have done an excellent job.
He's done an excellent job of bringing us together and dealing with me. I rubbed his bald head because I worried to death out of it, but he's done an excellent job. So the committee came together. It's a great committee, and he brought a committee of education together because that's what we wanted. And so they came.
These going to be passed out at?
These will be passed out. Everyone will get one of those there. So
and this one was created by?
This one created by Mamie Hickson.
Come on, Mamie.
Okay, so there's all the periods in the right places, the commas.
You know that's right.
The proper.
When I'm around Mamie, I go,
right.
Hello, Mamie.
Yeah. So all of that is in place, and so. So, you know, that's information, very simple, quick there. And so right here, what I have here, because I can't see because I'm blind as a bat, Sonshine.
Well, I see lots of glasses over here.
Yeah, and this right here is how we'll start from the law firm, and we'll have a parade down to the church with the band playing. Once we get there, we will have prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, Negro National Anthem will be sung, and then after that we'll have a live band that's going to play, and then each hour, each segment, we'll have the voices and the sounds of freedom, which will be different people singing, different people reminding of poetries and stuff. Then the next hour,
I won't be singing.
Oh, come on. You can sing.
Yeah. The next hour we'll have musical celebration of freedom. And how you'll know when the change is, once you hear the song Celebration Time, that's when you know there's a change. So there'll be television monitors where if you're standing in line to get food, you can be able to watch what's going on the main stage.
Great.
And so then there's going to be a QR code where you can scan the QR code and you can watch it on YouTube Live. So while you're going around to the 30 vendors that we have set up there, and I want to talk about the vendors too after the program, you'll be able to still watch what's going on the stage. Yes, there.
So you don't miss out on anything.
You won't miss out on anything. So we'll have the musical celebration of freedom, and then you have songs in the key of freedom, which the chick is gonna, she's gonna sing "A Change Is Gonna Come," and I already got. You don't need tissue. You're gonna need a roll of paper towel once she sings that. Yeah, and so you'll get that. Then you'll have the last thing gonna be Dance to Freedom, where we'll have our soulful movement, dance connection. We've got some kids called Go Get 'Em Dance Group, which they don't have a building to practice in. You know what they do?
What?
They practice on the street, and they're darn good. And they're very well disciplined.
Come on now.
Okay, and they're not worried about air conditioning. They get out there.
They get out there ready to do it,
and they make it happen. So they will be there. And then after that, just a full day of celebration. So let's talk about the vendors. Every vendor that will be there, there'll be no selling. Okay, every vendor that's there will be education. There's no selling. There's no selling at this event. Okay.
So these vendors got in there free.
These vendors come there. We'll have Health and Hope, which is going to tell you that you can qualify for getting medical services without having insurance for free. Okay. Health and Hope will be there. You have Community Health in Northwest Florida that will be there. There'll be screening that will take place. Community Health in Northwest Florida will help you to navigate your health plan. Okay, they will be there. Red Cross will be there to tell you about hurricane preparedness. Blue Cross Blue Shield will be there that day helping you to get health insurance, because a lot of people can get health insurance and don't have to pay anything under the Affordable Care Act. So we're going to have them set up that day so you can be screened, and you're going to be surprised at the people that will qualify for zero pay on health insurance. So vendors like that will be there.
Unbelievable.
Right. So the library will be there to give out books that will take place. So every vendor that's coming is going to have a opponent to help you. The Council on Aging will be there. Talk to you about food. Talk to you about the summer programs and all that stuff there. SYSA will be there to help you get your kid to navigate into a sports program. So every vendor that will be there will have some kind of component that will help the community. We're going to have, the city's going to be there to help people to understand better how to get weatherization programs and how to do that. What does it mean to put a lien on your house to get your windows fixed? Doesn't mean that the city owns your house. You just have to stay in there for 10 years, then it's free and clear. But you can get a new roof. And everybody's having trouble with what? Insurance costs being high.
Oh, God, yes.
So if you get a new roof, your insurance costs be high. Then my company would be there, Star Wars Insurance Services, to help you navigate a cheaper price on your home insurance because you got your roof fixed. So every vendor that's there will have a component that will educate you for a better life.
So it's not just you got a vendor here selling some chicken, not selling anything. I got a chicken sandwich, or I got some cake over here, but you've got educational features that's going to help the family. There's so much in need.
You have already 900 pairs of African earrings, so you don't need to buy no more of them. Okay, so you don't need no more soap. You don't need no more oils. So and the vendors that are coming, they're going to give their products away. I want to give a shout out to a young lady named Lacey Stallworth, who is the face painter.
Right.
She's an artist. But not on that, she wants to help kids to develop their art. So her and her mom will be there. They'll be doing face painting, but they'll be talking to kids about getting into studio time.
I got you.
For them. So it's just going to be a great day. And so you do not have to worry about being haggled about anything. You're going to come there and you're going to leave there with so much educational material, not just material, but right there.
Right there, you got it on the spot right there. We got another call. Somebody got another call.
Okay, go ahead.
This person I want to talk about right here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Sonshine.
Good morning.
And good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
Mr. Troy.
Yes.
Fred Levin. Fred Levin said at one time, he said, looking back on the history of Pensacola, you remember when he brought Muhammad Ali to Pensacola?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
That was called the Healing Tour.
Mm-hmm.
He said that this tour about tolerance was probably one of the most significant events that ever took place in Pensacola, because he was truly trying to do something that I don't think ever took off, and that was the healing and bringing the power of love and the purity of his message to bring the races together. It didn't catch on, it didn't take off. But hopefully, now that we're the home of the last great revival in this nation, we can use this Father's Day to start another revival and make Mr. Levin's dream come true when he brought Muhammad Ali in here on that healing tour to heal the races.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to go because time is limited. Supernatural blessings on all of you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fred,
Thank you, Keaton Walker.
Fred was a great community.
No doubt about it. I tell you, can
you?
you believe our time is almost up? I mean, when it's good.
Well,
I mean, it just keeps
before
going.
our time's up, we want to give you some gifts.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's Troy Rafferty.
While you're watching the basketball and your team ain't winning,
I can get really stressed.
Throw it. Throw it. Throw it.
Listen. And since you love to wear shades, you got your official Troy Rafferty shades.
Sunshine.
Let's see, what else you got here?
Oh, boy, I got a lot of
But I might steal yours.
Oh, don't get mine.
And then,
I want everybody to see mine. I'm putting them right there.
there you go.
Oh,
Share
now
your
I got a
comment.
big one. You know I love you. I do my exercise.
Right? Okay. And then we have this T-shirt for you. Right
Oh.
here. Okay.
And what does it say? Unity. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
This is.
Success is not measured by your individual gains, but by how we make a positive difference in the world. Troy Rafferty. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. And I tell you, this is great. And I mean, she's whispering in my ear, time is going, time is going.
And there's your bag.
Here's my bag. Okay, so look, I got my whole bag, everybody.
And
Well,
then
I tell you,
just to put in a plug, we're going to have Unityfest T-shirts.
Right.
Okay, if you contact me on Facebook, you can pre-order your Unityfest T-shirts. Those T-shirts are for sale.
Right.
There, but you can pre-order the T-shirts, and you can pick up your T-shirts and put them on that day there at the event. But you can hit me up on Facebook at Marcel Davis and give me your size, give me your order, and we can make some things happen.
Absolutely.
I left the shirt in the car today, but you got the most important T-shirt.
I got you.
About success, okay?
And thank you. Well, I tell you, let me say, because I tell you I got about 35, 40 minutes, but let me say, Troy, thank you for what you do. Continue to do what you do, and I'll be down I'll be there at Unityfest. Marcel, thank you for taking my call so late at night.
That's all right. That's all right.
I appreciate that. And listen, everybody, don't forget about June 19th. You know where it is. Make sure you're there. Tell somebody to tell somebody else this is where the happenings are. Make sure you go out and make a difference. Change, it is difficult, but it's necessary. And I do believe with every source that runs in me that if we pull all of our resources together, there is nothing that we can't do. I mean, nothing. Leaving you as I do every day. Never lose your focus. Yes.
Let me say one thing. Thank you for the platform that you provide in this community and all of the work that you do in this community, because it's important.
Thank you so much. Everybody, we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.